There we are. How's it going, everyone?
Hello, hello. Welcome to the first episode of Pixelgon Podcast Live.
I renamed it without asking you.
Oh.
But we're Pixelgon Podcast Live.
Live, yes.
Live. See, it's different.
Yes.
That way we can restart the episode count.
Yeah, and that's Derek Idiosity number 1 for the episode.
So, we never came up with an episode name.
No, we didn't. But we start out with Fallout because there's some interesting news from Fallout since recently, which is kind of fun. And to those new here, so we're a Pixelgon Podcast. We want to do a community and show where we just talk about video games, talk about whatever nerdy stuff are, and you guys can just chime in whenever you want and just let us know your questions or whatever you want to say. Excuse me for a second.
So anyway, his wings are here because he is hungry.
So Fallout.
So we will go ahead and start in a second here. But I'm Derek. That's Miguel. He is eating delicious food. This is working perfectly. First thing we wanted to talk about, though, on today's podcast was about Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is coming out actually really soon, right? It's November. But there's a season pass already been announced for Fallout 4. The problem being that the season pass, they haven't announced literally anything about the season pass yet. So we have no idea what's going on. Yeah.
So Bethesda comes in and says, "Oh yeah, Fallout 4 is coming out this November, and you can already pre-order, or you're going to be able to pre-order or pre-purchase the season pass for our DLCs, which we have no idea what they are. We have no idea, but it's going to be at least $40, they say, because they already know at least how much it's going to be.
They said they're charging $30. But it's supposedly at least $40 worth of stuff.
Fantastic, yeah.
Which could literally be anything.
Yeah. It could be just as costume for freaking the dog, and it's...
Mail me a breadstick? I can't, I'm sorry. But what we can do... So the thing about the DLC... there's a lot of games that have been doing these season passes. They become super popular in the last, 5 years or so, right? Yeah. But a lot of the games, the season pass is not remotely worth what you're paying for it. No. So they just sort of buy you in. Mm-hmm. And this is incredibly suspicious. They won't tell you anything about it because it might spoil the base game storyline, which is interesting.
Which is bull crap. Pure bull crap. So here's the thing, right? So Bethesda comes in and says, we're going to, $30 for Fallout. Everybody goes wild, and yes, take my money and grab $30 of something I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Let's rewind to June or even May, and Warner Brothers says, hey, there's going to be Batman DLC, and it's going to be $40, and we don't know what it is either, but hey, please give us our money. And everybody throws their hands in the air and says, what the fuck? We're not going to pay $40 for something we don't know. But that's, I guess, an easy way out.
Yes.
But then Warner Brothers doesn't. So I understand the fact that Bethesda kind of has a better fame in where they do have good DLC. I mean, most of all, every DLC for Fallout 3 was amazing.
They did have horse armor.
Yeah. You can't go wrong
They did
with
have
that.
Horse armor.
But what do you think is the reason why people are so uptight to when it's someone like Warner Brothers but Bethesda can do it, free ticket and it doesn't really matter?
So I don't think that's the case. I think there's a lot of people that aren't going to buy this, period, until they know what DLC is out. Mm-hmm. And I also think a lot of the sort of gamer community has been just destroyed by these season passes in the past. And I'm glad you brought up Batman, because I was actually going to bring up Arkham Knight as well. Arkham Knight had a season pass, and the first DLC was Batgirl.
Yep.
Which was, like an hour...
It was like 2 hours.
Campaign, 2 hours. Okay, and that's fine. That's good DLC. That's fine. Because you get to play a new character you haven't played before. It's a different story for the most part, and that's interesting. But the second... the most recent DLC for that was a different, skinned Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit? Why am I spending money on the season pass for some skin?
And how can you really put any price on that? And that's the real problem. You're paying, the season pass for Arkham Knight, we're talking about $40 worth of crap. Because we don't know what it is. And it's digital crap, which is even worse.
Yeah.
So how can we possibly expect that, if we go ahead and pay these $40, we pay these $30, we're going to get exactly more than that, because that's the whole point of Season Pass, is that you're paying $30 for something that it could potentially be $40, $50 if you buy them individually, because that's the whole point of the season pass. If you buy everything up front, you're not paying as much as if you were to take every single thing individual and you buy it for an individual. So how can you really? I mean, Batman DLC was really not that good, and it's $40. What makes us think that Bethesda's DLC is going to be, I mean, they do have a track record, but still, how can we expect from that?
Yeah, and as mentioned here, Borderlands had a season pass too, and I feel like we're just not really invested in season passes anymore, but they keep trying to push it, which is really weird. The big thing that really kind of threw me off, specifically with the Fallout one, is when they mentioned that they'll work with us, the players, to figure out what new things we'd want to add as DLC as part of the season pass. So they're asking people to pay for something that we might request that they don't know about, that they haven't added yet, and that they're not working on. And so what the hell am I paying for?
And Bitrocket just brought a grand point. I mean, there's no reason why to have to pay $30 if the only thing you want is just one of the parts of the expansion or the DLCs that's just $10. Then just pay the $10. So it really is this whole point. I mean, I get it. I know that they're trying to say, hey, where a game is coming out, instead of buying 2 games, if you have $20 to buy 2 games, don't buy 2 games. Buy 1 game and our DLC, so give us more money. And I get it. I mean, it is a good strategy. But it's what I'm super against is the fact that they already are giving into it's already granted that we, the fans, are just going to pull this money out no matter what it is. There's just sell a season pass. We don't even know what the hell we're going to do. We have a saying in Spanish, which is if you pay up front a magician, they're not going to play well. And that's the whole point. I mean, if you want my money, freaking impress me. Give me something that when I see it, I go, holy shit, I want that fucking shit on my freaking game. But if not, don't do it.
No, I agree. Hopefully the season passes will go the way of the dodo, but
and go extinct.
If they're making so much money off of it, I don't really suspect that to be the case. And there's too many suckers being bought into it.
Yep.
So hopefully we can try and drive some people away from that model.
Yeah, away from that model and into TwitchCon. That's coming on now soon, which is exciting news. Twitch is having their first con. Like, we don't have enough cons right now.
I like that transition because it wasn't really one.
No, I know.
That was really good. So yeah, TwitchCon's this weekend. That's brand new. Have you been to a lot of gaming cons?
I used to work for GameStop for 5 years, so they have their own little con, which is always super, super awesome. And I've never been to E3.
E3, yeah.
But I've gone to the Emerald Series Comic-Con, and that's about it, unfortunately. I've not been very...
I've been mostly the gamer-oriented ones, like PAX East, ECC, like you said.
He always goes and never gets me a ticket.
Right, I am actually going to Emerald City this year.
Oh,
that's the plan, but I don't have money to buy tickets currently. But I plan on going.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the cool thing about a con is it's for the reason you go to a con is specifically to be entertained, to enjoy yourself. So what does TwitchCon offer that every other con doesn't? So the important thing with TwitchCon is you get to mingle with all of the big Twitch, popular characters. So like Man vs. Game, Lethal Frag, all the StarCraft, the Legends people. That's the major draw. No, he's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. Jesus fuck if they got PewDiePie. Doesn't he have a
Twitch stream as well? I think he does.
I have no idea. I hope not. PewDiePie, I think he was at PAX though for the... Yeah, he had a panel at PAX.
No, actually. He has his own panel now.
Yeah, great. So, TwitchCon... for anybody who doesn't know, is a brand new con, like we said, that just popped up. Twitch is running it, and it's going to be based around specifically streaming-oriented content.
Huge surprise there, coming from Twitch.
That's brand new, too. There hasn't really been a con for streamers or streaming people, so that would be interesting. What they're covering on the con, major points anyways, is they're talking about some new content about StarCraft 2, which if you're into MOBAs, I guess that's cool.
StarCraft 2 is not a MOBA.
It's just an RTS.
Yep.
No, you're right. RTS.
A very good one. Have you played the first ones?
I never got into StarCraft, so
it's good. It's good, pretty good.
They're also going to be doing some panels on Let's Plays and the legality of that type of content, as well as streaming, which is actually very important to us, or at least me as a streamer. Even like somewhat recently, they added like ads and removing music content from streams and VODs and that type of thing. So, so this type of legality gray zone that streaming hits right now is a very interesting topic. So that's something I would love to have heard. That'll be going on this weekend. They're also talking... Oh, they're going to have a spotlight of Fred Durst streaming at Twitch.
Fred Durst?
Yeah.
The lead singer for Limp Bizkit?
Yeah, that one. I think he's going there just to stream for the Nookie. I think is what it's called.
Oh, and he streams in Twitch?
I think that's my only 90s reference of Limp Bizkit I actually know.
At least you have a reference. What is he doing in Twitch content?
So Fred Durst has a stream on Twitch.
Ah.
It's fucking awful.
If it's anything like his music, I'm not surprised.
Tradition. And apparently he's having a panel at Twitch as well as Fred Durst's master partner at Twitch.
Ah, yeah.
But they're also talking about some other topics. They're talking about women in gaming.
Laugh track.
Laugh track.
Love that idea.
Oh my god.
Streamer Nuki.
So yeah, talking about women in gaming, they're having 5 of the most popular female streamers on Twitch having a panel, which is awesome.
Yep.
Talk about more diversity in gender in gaming, and that's great. That can't be anything but good.
Yep.
Speedrunning.
Except that if they're talking about all female cast Ghostbusters, that is just plain awful.
See, I actually am not upset about that.
Me neither.
I'm like the only person who just doesn't care, and I'm actually kind of excited.
It's 2 of us. I'm talking about the rest of the world.
Okay.
Because I'm actually okay with it. I'm going to watch it.
Because everything I've seen so far of it looks perfectly fine. So
it's okay, people.
Yeah.
Women can be actresses and funny, too.
And Ghostbusters, apparently.
Hey!
Yeah. So... So there's also going to be a speedrunning panel. They have Rom Scout, who is one of the major Castlevania Symphony of the Night runners, actually. He had world record in it for a long time. I think he might still. But he's also working at Twitch, and he's sort of like the speedrunning go-to guy for Twitch. So he's going to be there talking about speedrunning and awesome games done quick and everything like that.
Nice.
And then I think pretty much the only other real interesting thing happening at TwitchCon is going to be Telltale Games. They showed a video of like a small preview of Minecraft Story Mode at PAX.
Yeah.
But they're actually going to be showing the game at TwitchCon.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. There's also going to be Cartoon Network's going to be at TwitchCon. Which is weird. Specifically because of Adventure Time. They have a VR game coming out.
Oh,
on the
it's
Oculus
in the works.
Rift.
Everybody has VR games now, apparently.
So, and on the same note, Minecraft has also been announced for VR.
Yep.
So we'll just move into our next topic
which would be super interesting. And talking about VR, we have a lot of VR coming out. I mean, we're talking about the previous Project Morpheus, which was renamed as PlayStation VR. The Oculus Rift, and we do have a third party in this involved, which right now the name escapes me.
They had demos at PAX for it. I forget which company it was that was making it though. Is it a Hitachi?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
The only thing, if you guys are ever questioning which one to buy and which one's to be the future, just wait till porn decides.